In exile, Sigrid Guldotin exiled herself from the Stone Bear Hold. So Sigrid refuses to explain why. It may still be possible to discover the reason. Learn more about Sigrid from someone in the hold. We found her way over... Is that here? No. Somewhere around here, like way up on a cliff in the middle of nowhere. Almost seemed like almost like hidden content or something. Although who knows if the game may have at some point sent me elsewhere. So I'm supposed to find out why she was exiled, or why she exiled herself, actually. A little bit of background noise. So who can I talk to about Sigrid? I already talked to her.
Inquisitor.
I'll speak with you later.
Farewell.
Yeah, we don't have anything new to cover there. So somewhere around here there's someone to talk to. It's a vague window to find someone that has the ability to interact with. Can I climb this wall? Like the characters? Ah. It's got all those nice organic footholds. Okay. I probably can climb up somewhere. Or there's no idea of where this person could be.
See the animals the jaws of Hakkon killed. Rat things with frost dripping from their claws.
I have. Augur says it's bad magic.
That went far. Have you seen that thing? Yes, it's bad magic. We're done talking now. Goodbye. Ooh, hello. I can talk to you.
You're the Inquisitor. I hear your people already sing songs of you.
How are you so well informed?
Oh, Helstim soaks up gossip when he goes trading. He just returned from the lowlands. I'm Fulna Hethstotten, keeper of histories, and Skoll to the hold.
I've never met a scold. Is that anything like a bard?
I suppose. Every hold has someone who sings its songs. Doesn't yours?
Fair enough.
We keep the old songs and histories, the oaths and the legend marks.
I understood all of that except legend mark.
The Skuld before me was born Gulda Elsdotter. She crafted a great new tale for the hold. It pleased the spirits. After that, we called her Gulda Gildan's Song.
So they're titles, honorifics.
Not all carry glory. My father was Heth Mule's head. He'd never let go of a quarrel.
Can you choose a legend mark for yourself?
Only if I wanted to be scorned as a child. I've only been a Skuld a few years. I've not made any great feats, good or ill. Yet.
Farewell.
Good journeys.
So wasn't that a Native American tradition to have people be named after things that they did at some point, and it'd be what they were known for better than their actual name? Actually, a recurring thing through all of fantasy too is people often have names, like Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones is just known as the Kingslayer because before the show even started, he killed the previous king, and people call him that more frequently than they do his actual name. Well, I'm not seeing this exile person, but I still need to walk around town anyway, because we're supposed to talk to people in town for another quest, and that's me continuing to press the wrong pause button. Storvak are caged. The Avar Holdbeast has vanished. Thane Svara Sunhair cannot in good conscience fight the jaws of Hakkon until the bear is returned. Speak with the Avar villagers to find out where the bear might be. I should also just investigate town in general, because there are going to be various quests to do, since I am supposed to try to get these people to like me. For the other quest we have, we're supposed to reach like a level 5 reputation, basically. We're grinding reputations like an MMO. Except it's only 5, so I can't really complain on the same level. Non-interactive people over here. Partly broke. Oh, this isn't a partly broken. I thought it was a partly built wall. This is a. They look like sacrificial altars of some kind that I just walked across unceremoniously because I'm just an equal opportunity destroyer of religion and people's beliefs and anything sacred to people, apparently. Gita Midroten.
Welcome, Inquisitor. Though I fear I've time for little more than a greeting. I must prepare these souls for their greater journey, particularly those who depart without the reverence due. Their way is often hardest.
I'm not familiar with Avar funerals. May I ask what proper rites entail?
When the time comes, we are given sky burials. For most, the body is laid out and prayers given. When the birds come, they carry the soul to the Lady of the Skies. The body, unneeded, is gone.
For most?
Some souls, such as Calden's, are chosen to return. The augur reads the signs of birth. It is a rare honor. In order to return, an offering is made to Korth the Mountain Father and buried beneath the body. A piece of the soul thus remains, allowing the rest to return to this world and be reborn.
Will someone not be given proper rites?
Calden Enverson is one of the few whose soul may return. Bloodkin must make an offering to the Huntmaster, who prepares it. Or so it should be. Calden's son, Finn, has failed in this duty, but then there's you.
Me?
You're a guest of our hold. A gift from you cannot be refused. Even an offering for Calden. I cannot dictate the nature of a gift, but if my suggestion appeals to you, speak to the Huntmaster.
I should be off.
Lady keep you.
Well, they're rather forward at just being like, well, you should help us with this thing. Just go ahead and help us. No big deal. Just gonna ask things of you blindly. No pretense. Although, it's good for me because I'm trying to grind rep, basically. But does she know that? I don't know. We'll climb this ladder. It looks like it takes me up to the top area. Probably could take ramps or something to get there faster, too. I just hit circle to run up the ladder. Too many Souls games. Too many Souls games. Okay. We have a vendor, armor crafting. These guys look vaguely like the Hexer's robes from Dark Souls, come to think of it. Lots of crafting equipment. Okay. Who all is in here? What do you sell? I get the feeling I won't need a lot from you, but might as well take a look. Dal Valasan, rogue only, level... It's let's see, this is just go ahead. Oh, I don't have Sarah with me, so I can't compare right now. Ritual Breaker. Mace. Does it say if it's one-handed or two-handed? I don't like that the games don't just have a clear delineation of one-handed to two-handed, because it's kind of a big deal for melee characters, and they just weirdly don't tell you. Well, it's noticeably weaker, so whatever. Does it have a cool effect? 10% chance to grant 8 seconds of Horn of Valor. That's basically every 10 attacks you get a Horn of Valor on average, which is really like every 5 seconds practically. So it's basically an ongoing, consistent Horn of Valor buff for the party. That actually could be handy. Let's see. Let's compare it to Blackwall. Even Blackwall's weapon is stronger. Although he is kind of garbage, so it's halfway tempting to be like, here's a thing that's just going to give everyone Horn of Valor. But anyway, next thing down is a knife. Don't think I have a lot of use for the stuff. No armors. Ooh. 750 heal on death, but then it breaks. Compound crossbow arms. So this is an upgrade for Varric. I'll just grab it for the sake of it. Ooh, masterwork equipment. Might be worth looking into some of the stuff later. I'm not really in a hurry to craft right now. Oh. And this did not take me to the Huntsman. So they're even higher up. Okay. There must be another ramp. That ladder took so long it almost would have been faster just to run around and just go up the other ramp instead of even bothering with it. Live and learn. Turns out ladders are always a bad thing in video games. Surprise. Alright, who are we gonna meet in here? Finn. Oh. The failed son. Hello.
Inquisitor, I'm honored by your visit. I'm Finn Caldenson. Forgive me if I don't stand to greet you properly.
How were you injured?
A storm blew up a few months back. It's the worst we've seen in a while. I was helping to secure the fishing boat. Einar nearly fell in. I caught him, but the current caught me. My leg got crushed against the rocks. It hasn't set properly.
I know about your father's burial, and the offering.
I tried. I dragged myself out of this cursed bed, but the pain... I collapsed. The huntmaster found me and dragged me back. Said we didn't need another dead man.
If your father was still here, would he not agree?
He won't be my father much longer. Yes.
What do you mean?
I can't make the offering. When the sky burial's complete, I'll lose the right to bear my father's name. Whether or not he's my father, I still love him. I would not see his soul severed from the earth, if it's meant to return. If you can make a gift of the offering, there's no way I could repay you.
I'll let you rest.
Lady keep you.
Well, that's concerning. You can just flat out lose the rights to your own name and your entire family lineage because you don't fulfill a weird ritual? The naming of Stone Bearhold. It starts with a man, Ivar Jerikson. Driven from their hold by war and misfortune, their thane dead, Ivar led what remained of his people through the mountains. The winter was harsh. The winds of Hakkon echoed through the peaks. The beasts fled, and the hunters could find little game. Ivar's people grew weak. They feared themselves cursed. When the blizzard struck, they built a meager fire and huddled for warmth. When the blizzards lasted 3 days, they knew that they would die. On the third night, while Ivar stood watch, he caught sight of a great gray bear through the snow. Though the beast was distant, Ivar could feel its eyes upon him and knew he must follow. Alone, he made his way through the wind and snow. The great bear walked ahead of him, always distant but never out of sight. At last, the bear stopped. Ivar came to stand beside the bear and saw before him a sheltered place where his people might be saved. He reached out a hand to his guide, but instead of fur, he found gray stone. So Ivar knelt before the stone and gave thanks to Korth, for he knew the Mountain Father had taken the form of a bear to guide him here. Ivar returned to his people and led them to the sheltered place. Ivar Jerikson became Ivar Snow-favored, and the people swore to honor him as their new thane. The hold was given the name Stone Bear in honor of Ivar's vision, and in this place we have grown strong. From the Stories of the Wild South, a collection of tales of the barbarian nations of Ferelden by Lady Susanna Ashwell of Ansburg. Trying to interpret that, it could just be an actual vision, it could be actual shapeshifter situation, because this is a fantasy setting. But if that was a story in the real world, if I would try to interpret that into like reasonable stuff, I would think, oh, it was a blizzard, you couldn't see that well, there was a big boulder over there, and you approached it thinking that it was because you were somewhat exhausted and thought it might be some kind of representation of your god or a creature guiding you. Then when you got there, you saw the shelter and then realized it was a boulder, and just sort of retconned it into being like, it was a guardian spirit that guided me here and saved us all. It's fun to apply meaning to things.
Inquisitor, you've need of a hunter, or you're just wandering? Now you lowlanders see many holds, but I'll tell you, there are none finer.
I assume you go hunting yourself?
Of course I do. Who says otherwise?
No one.
I lead our hunts, Inquisitor. My leg aches. One eye can't see in the dark, and I bring more meat than anyone in the hold. Goat's piss, do I hunt?
A yes would have been fine.
Suppose you can't help Lowlanders' manners.
Yes, it's my manners that are out of sorts and not yours.
Do you have any idea where Storvacker has gone?
Our hold animal's a hungry one. She might be after the game in the valley to the west. As the weather's turning, I'd not think she'd roam further.
I spoke to the woman preparing bodies for funeral. She said I might make an offering. For Calden.
How would... as a gift? Sly woman. In that case, I'll accept an offering from the hand that gives it. Tradition says the offering's made to Korth. Only creatures who touch the god's realm will do. I'll mark where some were last spotted. It'd be an unmatched gift, Lowlander. I still pity Calden's son, though, losing his father's name.
Farewell.
Farewell.
It's almost as if your system might be unjust in some crazy way, although you can't question it because you have it attached to all sorts of ritualistic meanings, so you can't really think about it like it's not a law for these guys, so they can't like, oh, we'll just change the law. No, this is how the world works. It is inexorable. Wow, I could not get that word out. Tale of Hignar, Ice Troll. Tremble at the Ice Troll Hignar. Guard your gaze against his wrath. Dead to dreams as dwarves below us, fools in folly block his path. Weapons weeping avar warriors struck to seek their legend mark. Fed not fortune but the lady, folly fallen in the dark. Dead to Hignar's fury freezing.
Every time I think I've seen the ugliest possible avar statue, a new one turns up that surpasses my expectations.
Cover it in gold leaf and it wouldn't be terrible.
You gotta be accepting of other people's cultures, asshole. Oh, that's a little horrifying. That's something that they put in a Dark Souls game to terrify people. Yep. Okay, maybe. Fucking Vivian or shallow versions of how everything works. Just covered it in gold stuff. That's great. I'm from Orlais, the depressing land where everything's just shiny and we pretend to be people.
So, come to test yourself.
How so?
Our warriors want your measure, Inquisitor. Bring us an offering, and we'll let you fight Hakkon's trials. Stonebear Hold would know if the spirits favor you. So would I.
Do you run this arena?
I do. I'm called Confronting. I prepare warriors for the gods. Truly, I drill it into young heads that no one's born knowing how the axe swings or the arrow flies.
What do you mean, prepare your warriors for the gods?
As we train, the gods see us become worthy.
Worthy of what?
A second strength when you most need it. A glimpse that spots a blade at your heart. Warriors must show their will for these gifts, and the will for practice.
Spirits do sometimes interfere when the veil permits. Occasionally for the better.
Our augur's no fool. We keep the bad spirits at bay, or spot them in those who draw them.
Famous last words of the overconfident.
What is this trial exactly?
A battle against our best. Wit and muscle, and steel against steel. Not to death, just surrender. In case you're afraid.
I didn't want to take a life for just a trial.
Good, but don't hold back. The gods and I can tell.
Why do you pray to Hakkon when his fanatics cause you so much trouble?
Hakkon Wintersbreath could be testing us through those fanatics. He could be a cruel god, Lowlander. He'll favor the victor and no other. Strength to strength. If the jaws of Hakkon tried to raid us, we'll feed their scraps to the bears.
Can we begin this trial of Hakkon?
We need an offering from you first. To honor Hakkon and the dead.
Farewell.
Safe journeys.
It looks like I've now got two different offerings to make. Oh, I already have the materials for this one. Well, that's easy. Just need to find a requisition board to create the trial. Looks like this is where the seating is for the trial by combat, which seems to be down there. Alright, do I have a full party of 4? I thought it might be a one-on-one fight, but this is a big, dramatic-looking area for a fight, so it's probably party versus party. Alright, so what else do we have in this area? Are we down to just finding... We're down to just trying to find this person... details in the Exile. I'll go by the front door where the ramps seem to start and see if there's another ramp around there that I'm missing. It's a little odd trying to navigate this area. Just trying to make out what places I can go to and how to access things. There's got to be some NPC I can discuss things with. Can I talk to you guys at all? And that doesn't go anywhere. That's just the way out. Looking for a ramp. Alright, this is a little promising. I walked past the throne room. And we're here now. There's a left side and a right side. Oh yeah. That ramps up right above the area we're looking at. There's also a few rooms around here. Ooh, a note. In a room full of gore. And I jumped. Sketches found in a meat shop. A series of drawings, simple but artfully rendered, indicates that the owner of this meat shop decided to spend the day mixing alchemical potions, or more likely, alcoholic drinks, and that people should take what they like and pay him later. So I can buy and sell from this shelf that has no one running it, basically. Oh. Actual crafting materials. Interesting. Some of them are even infinite. This could be noteworthy for future crafting if I feel the need. Felandaris. Only one, though. That is a relatively rare and expensive herb, if I remember correctly. It's probably only sells. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, everyone. I accidentally used the wrong ability. Is that a head? On Avar cuisine, what is thrown into the Avar's cookpots? What isn't? Far from the delicate creams and sauces of Val Royale, or the rich pies and ripe cheeses beloved in Ferelden, the Avar must subsist on whatever their mountain valleys provide. Nothing is too humble for their appetites, from the small succulent snails found on the hillside boulders to fern fiddleheads harvested in the spring. This is not to say the Avar do not dine on more dangerous and far more filling fare. Hearts, rams, gurguts, and lurkers are all candidates for communal evening meals taken around the fire. Lowlander spices, while not unknown, are great delicacies reserved for feasts. In fact, my parting gift to the Thane of Fennec Toothhold was, at his request, 10 jars each of black peppercorns, powdered mustard, and Antivan cornseed. Avar cooking methods favor utility. Stews are common because they can be simmered until nightfall with small fuss. Holds by lakes or rivers will wrap fish in clay and pungent leaves and leave it to bake all day over banked coals. Most Avar food preparation, however, centers around winter. From the spring thaw onward, the hold is an endless hive of activity as meat is smoked, vegetables are pickled, and fruits are dried and stacked in crude dirt cellars in preparation for the long dark. Despite this race against the seasons, the Avar freely leave out rich cuts of meat and piles of plum berries on wood and stone slabs around the village. They believe these offerings propitiate a strange collection of beings they refer to as gods inhabiting the forest. The wise traveler attempts not to judge, and I was treated with all care due a guest, but I never became accustomed to the sight of good food left out by such a practical people. From the further journeys of Marquis de Lussard, with an emphasis on food and drink, with full illustrations by the author, which I can see in great detail. They're so beautiful. It's incredible how much care and detail is put into all. Is that oh, it's a piggy. Oh God, what have I done? Oh God, I'm sorry. Can I close it back up? That's probably not a good move. Nugs suck. Fuck Nugs. Screw you, Nug. Ew, it's pooping everywhere. There's just waves of sound. Was Vivian just inside the cage? Vivian, I thought better of you. Ooh. Just gonna steal from these practical people now. Spindleweed. No one will notice, it's fine. It's fine. I'm a guest. I am entitled to these things, right? That's how this works? No? Shit? Nope. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, am I just noticing the door and the ladder? Those are boring things to notice. Don't notify me with special sounds for those. Alright, let's check the building. You just said that. Stop talking about your thatching. It's creepy. You also sell things. What can I buy from you? Oh. I can buy Avar versions of all the decorations for the hold. Interesting. It's nice to have Avar in the game now, just because for so long, like, you just would kind of sort of encounter them every now and then, but there was no, like, completeness to the world because you didn't get to spend any time with Avar, so it's good to have this content here.
You're the one they speak about in the lowlands, aren't you? The Herald of Andraste.
Many call me that.
Helmsdim Rolfson. I trade our goods outside the hold. You'll not find better this side of the mountain.
Have you traveled outside of Stonebear Hold?
Court Mountain Father provides. But press us, and we'll admit there's lowlander goods we can't craft ourselves. I sell our goods there. The old trader taught me how to read and write, and how to act in your cities.
Where does your trading take you?
Denerim and Southreach in Ferelden. Leeds and Verchet in Orlais. When the passes are clear, I take our wares to Val Royeaux.
Surely you can get a fair price for your goods closer than Val Royeaux.
Ah, well, that's truth, but have you seen it? My heart lies with the Hold, but I'll die remembering the light on the gates of the sun.
It's a city of plots and masks. There's rot below all that gilded paint.
It's in Orlesian nature to plot. They've not our strength, our ancestors, but they've built a wondrous thing.
One could almost believe you admire Orlais.
You sound like the Thane. Most in the Hold call any city outside the mountains prideful or lowlander folly.
Farewell.
Another time.
I didn't want to talk to you anymore anyway. That didn't really go anywhere as much as I thought it might. Where is this person that knows about the Exile? In this hut? Oh yeah, it's probably you. You're literally an augur and you're in a room that looks just like the Exile. Oh, so is the Exile some kind of apprentice that has been wronged or has decided that they're not fit for your stupid, patient ways and they're going to do it themselves the right way? Because that's often how this kind of story goes.
So he arrives. Don't throng. Behold, worthy ones, the man who blazes like fire and mends the air.
Oh, demon summoning. Delightful.
They're not harmful, I don't think.
I am the Ogre of Stonebear Hold. I greet you, as do our gods and the gods of our ancestors. There. It is done. Now come, be welcome, and hear news of the North.
I'd like to ask something.
Then ask.
I assume augur is another word for mage.
I am a mage, yet not all mages are augurs. I give counsel to other mages and the Thane. In turn, an augur takes counsel from the gods and shares it with the Hold. I make their will known to us, and ours to them.
So you're an ambassador to the local spirits?
They protect the Hold. They help drive off spirits who've gone bad with rage or gloom. The gods live with us. Ignore their offerings, offer them nothing, and it weakens us all.
I've heard enough to realize that when you say gods, you mean spirits. Why do you pray to them?
We offer to them. We don't pray like the lowlanders to a creator they think will weather all the ages.
Do you actually think they're divine beings? Something more than magic?
The spirits watched us even before we came from the north. They shaped themselves into our gods, and we grew to love them. Their secret gift is this, Inquisitor. They reflect us as water does the sky. They show us what we wish to be. That image gives us strength. For that, we thank the gods.
I feel like this is just too much metaphor to justify throwing food away.
I should be off.
Farewell.
I'm not done with you.
Be welcome.
I met a mage in the woods who said she used to be an augur's apprentice.
Sigrid Golsdotten. She left the Hold when I told her she must release her teacher.
Aren't you her teacher?
She might have heeded me if I were. Or perhaps not. It's time the spirit in her was free.
She's possessed, and you do nothing.
Every mage in the Hold is made one with the gods until they're strong enough. I thought Sigrid strong enough. Exile was her own notion.
Why did Sigrid go into exile?
Sigrid built an altar by the shore for her rite of thanksgiving, a ritual to part her from her teacher. Sigrid claims her offering was spurned by the gods. The spirit remains with her, and she's taken to exile.
I found skulls with spells on them left out by the Hakkonites. What are they trying to do?
Skulls. So, bones. Magic cloaked in blood. Stone hidden lie the tales of this Hold. Here's the means to find them. Return when you've seen all the god runes, and I'll tell you why the Jaws of Hakkon did this.
Why not just say what's going on?
Because you hail from the lowlands. If you'd know more about the Avar, put some effort in the knowing. Besides, those runes took me months to carve.
I could tell you all these things, but I already drew these things everywhere. Like, I put time in that, man. Go look at them.
Did you just introduce me to spirits?
The gods of the Hold clamored to see you. I obeyed. For I'm their voice and their augur. And if I didn't show you off, they'd hound me for months.
What did you mean when you said I blaze like a fire?
How do you think you appear to the gods of the Fade? To those beyond the veil, your hand burns like the Watchman's bonfire.
Are you saying every spirit in the Fade knows where I am?
Only those nearby, but thoughts spread quickly among the gods. They tell me strange things. That you muddied time's waters where the cliffs are red, and returned again. What are these whispers clinging to you? Less and more than spirits. They sing old hurts.
You can hear the Well of Sorrows.
An echo's echo. I've seen the last whispers of aged elf song in the Fade. What you carry is older.
I'd like to ask something.
Then ask.
You let spirits possess your mages on purpose?
What better teacher than one woven from magic? The spirits in the Hold have helped us in this way for hundreds of years. Once a mage masters their powers, their teacher departs, duty ended. Unless the mage is weak.
Abominations, wandering freely around the village. What a wonder we do not do this in civilized cities.
More proof lowlander cities aren't natural. No good comes of so many souls pressed together.
What happens to these weak mages?
Their teachers stay with them, and the other gods watch them both, so neither soul turns sick. If one does sicken, or the mage stands in risk of harming the Hold, one day, they do not wake in their bed. It is very sad. It is what must be done.
I should be off.
Farewell.
Alright, maybe we'll look into this guy's new Avar homework he's assigned us. Oh, it's over here. There's something over here. Veilfire. Right, the runes he wants us to look at. Is that what this is about? It's convenient that it's already lit in advance. Investigate the ritual site. Let's see, that's for... The ritual site's for in Exile, though. What about... There we go. It remains to be seen. The Jaws of Hakkon have used human bones in some sort of magic ritual. Learning more about the magic could offer insight into their intent. Use Veilfire to learn more about Avar magic. Here's the cage location. Here's where we're supposed to find the Fade-touched creatures. There's the ritual site. It's apparently right down south. Here's the clue about the past. That probably has something to do with the previous Inquisitor. It's probably the primary reason we're here. Oh, Fade-touched creature down there. So there's 3 Fade-touched creatures throughout the entire map now. Some similar to how you cover the rifts in the area. Ooh. So I assume that means that here's where I get the Veilfire torch, but here, way down here, is where I'm going to get the Avar magic discovered. That means that this quest actually covers an extra purpose. On top of being the quest itself, it also... oh, this is the top of the climbing wall. I don't think I want to jump down there. So the quest actually serves a secondary purpose in that it sends me down the hill to the other quest people to make sure that I notice them. Unfortunately, I happen to find those guys first and this guy last, and no one sent me to find this dude as easily. Although there was the big purple spot, I guess. Sorry, lady, I haven't taken care of the whole offering thing yet, or left town for that matter. Here we go. The Death. An elaborate group of Veilfire glyphs flicker to life. There is an impression of great battle in the distant past. A spirit protectively watches over Avar from Stonebear Hold as they corner a rival group of Avar in a forest. They join in battle, and the spirits turn aside blades to protect the Stonebear warriors. There is a snap of arrows, a lash of magic. The rival Avar fall, and so does the spirit. The sensations fade. The morning. The veil fire ignites a complicated tangle of glyphs. There is an impression of mourning. Avar from Stone Bear Hold pray and sacrifice to the spirit destroyed in the last battle. There is a sensation of months passing. The prayers are not forgotten. The vision fades. The return. As the last group of glyphs light with veil fire, there is a sensation of excitement and anticipation, and Avar Hold celebrates a night festival around an altar piled high with food and drink. The Thane begins a song. The Hold joins in. The song grows louder and faster. It goes for hours. As the sun rises, a blazing spirit appears above the altar. It has the name of the spirit that fell in battle. It is both the same spirit and a different one at the same time. There is an ear-splitting roar of triumph? Welcome? Something more. From the gathered Ava, the vision fades. Is there one last... That's the last glyph? Alright. Back to the Augur. So that was a whole... It was a little short story about the death and revival of a spirit. Or what sounds like not even a revival of the spirit, but just almost like a summoning of like a replacement spirit instead of necessarily bringing the same one back. Very dramatic lighting when the door's already open and you see all the blue coming out.
Be welcome.
I'd like to ask something.
Then ask.
I should be off.
My bad.
Farewell. Be welcome.
I found all the Veilfire runes around the village.
What did you take as the purpose of the tale?
It was about your gods returning, but in different forms.
One of our oldest stories. Taught to us as children by the Skalds. Mountains crack, forests burn. The gods change and die. Hakkon's followers want him alive as he was. They will not let him die and return as he should. The blood magic was to hide the jaws of Hakkon's deed from other gods.
They have powerful magic. Why are the jaws of Hakkon afraid of other spirits?
The jaws of Hakkon turned their backs on all other gods that ever helped their hold. It is not fear that drives them. They hide their deeds from shame.
I'd like to ask something.
Then ask.
I should be off.
Farewell.
I just checked to see if there's any follow-up on that whole part. Alright. Ooh. Looks like I got a new codex entry. The Tradition of Rebirth. That's not the codex. Codex. There we go. I lost it altogether. What's the new character codex for? Oh, Storvaker. She is the hold beast of Stone Bear Hold. All other beasts in the area are mere imitations. Storvaker. How do I even begin to explain Storvaker? Storvaker is flawless. She has 2 ancient elven trees for claw sharpening and a silver honey dish. I hear that her claws are valued in Denerim at 10,000 sovereigns. I hear that she sells her shed fur to our Legion Master Weavers in Val Royale. Her favorite story is Harden Hightown. One time she met Alistair Theron, fabled warrior of the Fifth Blight, and he told her she was pretty. One night she clawed me in the face. It was amazing. From the ruminations of the Avar and the customs of Reginald de Gorge. That's like a weird Chuck Norris thing, right? Like just a series of tall tales and weird, like, look how amazing this person is and stuff. Oh no, this is the one that has yellow background, so it's hard to find which one is the new one. A Tradition of Rebirth. Some outlying nations have differing ideas on what happens to us after death. The Southern Avar, for example, believe in a hazily defined afterlife governed by the Lady of the Skies, where the dead are reunited with their kin. A comforting notion, and not unfamiliar, the Chantry's idea that on death we cross the Fade to live by the Maker's side is accepted from rough Ferelden to decadent Tevinter. Yet Avar also believe in some of their people are destined to be reborn, which some among the Chantry have great trouble grasping. It is not, I must emphasize, a spirit possessing a body. Other than invoking the gods, spirits have nothing to do with the process. It is the essence, the soul, which returns clothed in new flesh. The core of the concept is thus. The souls of a few Avar favored by the fate migrate on death. They migrate on death to inhabit a new body destined for them, so they may return and perform great deeds for the good of their hold. These resurrected souls are not expected to remember their past selves consciously, but instead are assumed to be subtly guided by their previous experiences, especially through visions and portents. This most conveniently sidesteps the need for proof that would have been reborn, that one has been reborn, or that such things even occur. Then again, perhaps we should not cast scorn too quickly as of yet. Not one of the dead has returned from across the fade to describe the Maker's paradise. Part of a monograph entitled Grand Visions of Life and Death, written by Roberto the Skeptic of Antiva, 931, and banned by the Chantry in 932. When are we going to get a whole game that takes place in Antiva? The closest we've had is we had like one DLC for Leliana, I think, that kind of took place there.
Why do they dress like that?
Don't make fun of me. That's rude. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and head south. We might as well follow up on this, there's a ritual spot down here. Investigate the ritual site for In Exile. Sigrid Gulsdotten exiled herself from the Stone Bear Hold, though Sigrid refuses to explain why. It may still be possible to discover the reason. Well, let's try to discover the reason. Why are we so pressed on this exile thing? I guess it might be oh no, that Nug's running around. That's probably the one I let out. Sorry. Have I been in here yet? No, but also not really my place to be. Sorry. I'm really being nosy about this person's personal business, aren't I? But I'm hoping it'll somehow lead to more favor from the local organization. Let's see. How am I doing on that right now? Hakkon's Trials. Oh, that's for making the requisition. Guess of the Hold. 2 out of 5 approval. We're already on our way. Just need to get that going a little more, and they'll be our best buddies. I'm sure I have to do, I'm sure getting the bear is pretty mandatory for that part, though. So we're coming up on a ritual site. Here on the left, by these cliffs. Right. All the rituals involve...
Better take a closer look.
The rituals involve offering sacrifices around cliffs and stuff like that. Oh, am I past it yet? Or am I closer to it? Is it this bush? Where is it? Oh, that's probably a ritual site down there. But also, what am I homing in on right now? I don't think I've ever seen it look like it's just pointing in every direction before. Maybe I'm just directly above the spot that I'm homing in on. Is it safe to hop down from here? Oh, it's probably not. Oh, look, everyone else is already down there. Ta-da! I cheated.
This is the place the augur said that mage, Sigrid, tried and failed to release her spirit. Looks like the tools for her ritual are still here.
It's also where avar Everite can be found. Holy crap, is this just a whole bunch of different things being homed in on at once? This weird explosion spot? Yep.
Scorch marks. Left by magic?
Etheric feedback. It happens from time to time if one stops a spell mid-incantation.
Maybe Sigrid never completed this ritual.
Silverite? That's part of the ritual, right? I'm just doing my duty. Oh.
The grass is trampled down here. A fight?
No, I see tracks. An animal slept here for the night.
Probably not important then.
I like that all my party members are proving to be useful and have like relevant information about all these things that I'm looking at right now. They do a good job at implementing the party members in this game in a way that a lot of other BioWare games haven't.
Vial of Lyrium.
An inexperienced mage might use up a good deal of energy banishing a spirit.
And why is the vial still full?
Because she didn't use it. Maybe she panicked and didn't want to do the ritual at all.
A skinned bird and a bottle of incense.
Offerings for a ritual. Why haven't they been used?
Good question.
She decided not to do it. Seems pretty straightforward to me. Let's go take a look. What's down here? What yet lingers? We'll take a look at that later. That'll probably be a big deal, actually. But let's go try to confront Sigrid. Conveniently enough, I have a camp just downslope. Welcome back, Nightmare Horse. I'm moderately prepared to pretend to have missed you. This is like the one spot in the area I'm willing to use a horse. It's probably because it's the one spot where I'm not being attacked constantly. This whole area leading up to Sigrid. I wonder if they expect the average person to find this quest, or if they think people will pass it by, because there wasn't an indication to go up here, but you also kind of just naturally explore the area, I think.
You returned.
Oh, maybe if you talk to the Augur, he just tells you about her.
The Augur told me why you're here.
That Chatterjay! What business is it of his to tell that to a lowlander?
About the ritual you were performing, Sigrid.
I had to burn a proper offering, then let my guiding spirit free. I made the offering, the gods did not accept.
I found a bird and incense by the altar. They weren't burnt at all.
I brought more than I needed. When I fled, I left everything.
You would have needed to take the lyrium at the start of the ritual, not the end.
Aye. And so?
The vial I found was full.
Do you accuse me, stranger?
What I saw doesn't make sense. Like you never did the ritual at all.
So even a stranger senses my shame. I made no offering. I prepared. I began the spell to release the spirit here with me.
And?
I could not do it. I have no close companions in the hold, no kin. I cannot lose my only friend.
You're friends with this spirit?
It has taught me with patience and kindness since I was a child. Frightened of the fire I could suddenly call down. The gods change, the gods can die, and yet I do not want to lose the one who loves me.
It would be hard to let go of such unique friendship.
It is. Yet I swore an oath. I think the Augur knew. All this time he knew I never cast the ritual. It is not right to stay in pity. I will confess to him.
The Inquisition could use a mage with a unique perspective. You and your spirit certainly qualify.
You want me to pledge my staff to your Inquisition? Even bound to a spirit?
Your people consider it a gift. I'm sure you can handle yourself.
If she cannot, Inquisitor, the consequences are yours to bear. It must be punishment from the gods to serve a lowlander for my oath breaking. It fits my shame. I'll find your camps and join you.
I mean, if you go back, if she goes back, she's just gonna have to have it ripped out of her, right? So this is the only way to accomplish what she seems to be trying to do, as far as I can tell. Howdy, y'all. Little nightmare piggies. That last little pop-up reminded me. Oh yeah, I've been getting operations this whole time that I should probably be looking into.
You're doing it again. Oh, I do apologize.
Now that's going to be in my head all day.
This does highlight just how far away the locations are. Here's Frostback Basin. And all the way up here is Val Royale. That's quite a trip for that one trader. So we have two operations. Send Skywatcher to Stonebear Hold. And a cultured exchange. Oh, it's this one over here? The Black Emporium. Oh, that's one of the free DLCs. We'll look into that in a little while. Probably next episode or something. So a cultured exchange and let's look into sending the Skywatcher. Skywatcher, the Avar healer we encountered in the Fallow Mire, is evidently respected across many holds as a wise and practical man. He has expressed an interest in seeing Stonebear Hold. Having him pay the hold a visit on behalf of the Inquisition might gather more respect with them. Hey, interesting approach. That's the for those that don't remember, we were going in the swamp area very early in the series, and we encountered an Avar, and he actually ended up joining our Inquisition. Josephine says, "Let us send Skywatcher to Stonebear Hold as an honored guest. There would be a celebration on both sides." And Colin says, "Skywatcher is from a different hold. Some friendly competition and a test of strength might bring both sides together." Competition or celebration? Huh. I'll look into what my options are for the other one and make a decision based on that. A cultured exchange. Secret... In both cases, Liliana can't do it. Okay, so I have to pick which one's going to be Josephine or which one's going to be Colin, unless I want to come back later. Sigrid Goldsdotten is a very, shall we say, interesting choice of recruit Inquisitor. Commander Colin has had a great deal to say on the matter since we've had interest from scholars and mages beside themselves at the chance to speak with a stable abomination, especially since the chantry is too weak to forbid it with any force. I believe that Goldsdotten, with a guide and some guards for her own protection, would be a valuable guest to send to select lectures in salons. Ambassador Montliet, you can't be serious, Commander Colin. So, yeah, this is an interesting point. Abominations are the most feared thing by a lot of people around here, and it's why the whole mage war is happening in the first place. And yet, here we have this subset, this little isolated community that seems to have created mages that can live with spirits without going crazy and without leaking them into the world. Like their approach to spirits seems to have possibly fixed the problem. Like they might even be a solution to the Templar Mage War and the way and towers and the way that mages are treated and the risk that they always have of losing it. Josephine, say the word Inquisitor now. I will send the Avar Mage on a brisk tour of cultural exchange. Colin, this is madness. If you must, have this Avar abomination meet with our own scholars in a small room far from anything, with the Templar present. Colin is very untrusting of this character. Huh. No, I want to give it a shot. Josephine will get her scholarly tour.
Inquisitor.
And Colin is going to get his friendly competition.
All right.
Watch it turn out that I'd made the worst decision for both of them. Yeah. We'll check out the, yeah. I'm going to take a break now. Thanks for watching, guys, like always. And next episode, I'll follow up on both of these since they're definitely going to be done by the time I come back because they have very short timers. And we'll probably check out the Black Emporium right before I move on back into the DLC area and invest and see what else I can accomplish. Yeah, we definitely opened up the entire zone quite a bit once we visited the Stone Bear Hold. Kind of wish I'd gone there first. I don't know. I just had a bunch of markers on the map and just had to start looking, and I didn't take. It's one of those situations where I would take a different path. If I did it again, I would choose differently, but didn't have a lot to go on the first time around. Anyway, see you guys next time. Those damn carpets always flicker every time I walk in here.